My favorite? I wouldn't know if there was one time in particular, but you know, it's when after games when he came in the room, it's like it's hard to describe the excitement, and you'd see him come in, and every time he'd come in, you get nervous a little bit. You know, he's especially after a loss, and he'd come to you, and we'd lose, and he'd be telling us we played a great game and played hard, and we're going to get them back, and he'd get really fired up, and it kind of made you forget about that loss and be ready about the next game.
You know, I think, you know, my first year here, we got off to an unbelievable start, and you know, G just said, you know, after the majority of the games, Mr. Snider would come into the locker room, and you know, it was kind of my first real interaction with him, face to face, and he walked up, he shook my hand and said he was happy to have me here, and it meant a lot to me. Like I said, I never really spoke to the owner where I came from, and I think just to have the owner of your organization come in the dressing room, shake every single player's hand, means a lot, and I think it really lets you know that the way he felt about this team.
When you have an owner like Mr. Snider was, it's easy to get up for every game, and if you know that you have his support no matter what, it helps a lot. And when he built the spectrum, when he bring the hockey to Philly, I mean, it's 50 years now, and like I said, he's been such an inspiration for so many teams over the years, and it's too bad it's been 40 years from the cup, but hopefully we can get done soon for him.
Very much has a presence when he comes into a room, but in all of my meetings, and interactions with him, is a real talent and a real easy manner, of conversation, yet has a very clear and direct way of conveying the things that are important to him. So those are some of the character traits and characteristics that I saw in him. One of the things that really strikes me about him, and it wasn't in a meeting actually with Mr. Snider, but it was in a visit to one of the community arenas that he and his foundation had a hand in building here in town, and that's probably one of the things that's most striking to me, is his care and his passion for for philanthropy, for giving back in the community. That one day I was there for probably a little less or a little more than an hour, but in that one little time period I saw several hundred kids in our community that he and his foundation had a direct and major impact on. So those are some of the things that also stand out for me.
The last 2 years of seeing how much the man cared about this franchise, he called me after the game in Colorado within 5 minutes, and he said, "This team just won't quit," and he was so proud of our guys. So there's been a lot in the last 2 years. Like I said, I got to know him on a different level than I'd ever known him before, and like I said, I feel very fortunate to have been certainly part of his life, part of his franchise, as a player, scout, assistant GM, and now GM. It's been an honor.